Joining me now, former mayor of Baltimore, Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, also former Republican Congresswoman for Virginia, and ABC News political contributor Barbara Comstock. So, Barbara, we saw the highlights, clearly, of last night. A lot of Republicans who don't want to support Trump, they have floated DeSantis' name instead. Based on what you saw last night, the way DeSantis handled himself up against Charlie Crist, do you think he really is the answer for Republicans?
Well, most of these other alternative to Trump candidates really have not been tested that much. So while I think clearly DeSantis is going to win this race, he hasn't been out there and been tested that much. I mean, he did fine in the debate, but he certainly had his deer in the headlight moments. But he has a money advantage. Biden is unpopular. But I think you're going to see a lot more candidates out there in the 2024 race, and he certainly doesn't have a lock on it. And I think the problem you have for many Republicans is basically if you got Trump's endorsement, you got you really haven't had the normal vetting process that you have where you really get out there and mix it up.
And Stephanie, Charlie Crist does have name recognition in Florida, but does he really have a chance of beating DeSantis after what you saw last night, combined with his background and reputation?
I think, he's definitely got name recognition, but DeSantis is very popular. Far be it from me to understand why someone who's shown themselves to be so inhumane when it comes to the treatment of immigrants in our country. But, and that's just one thing. But he's very, very popular. And I don't think Charlie Crist overtook him last night. I think he tried. I think he did a great job. I think DeSantis definitely was underprepared. I think he focuses so much more on his run for president than preparing for this particular race that he's in. And I think that was shown in the debate last night, but I really don't think it matters. People know what they're getting when they're getting DeSantis, and more Floridians seem to want that brand of politics right now.
So, Barbara, Republicans have made major gains in the polls in recent days. What do you think is behind that?
Well, I think the economy and crime are the issues that people are focused on. And so this is a traditional midterm where I think, the House is, already a lock. They're going to gain the 5 seats. Republicans certainly think it's going to be 20 plus seats. And now in the Senate, it really comes down to candidate quality. And the only reason that the Senate is really in play for Republicans is because of some poor quality choices that really come down to Donald Trump endorsing some poor quality Republican nominees in particular states, people like Herschel Walker, Dr. Oz, Blake Masters in Arizona, states that Republicans probably would have had an easier chance if more traditional Republicans had been the nominees.
And Stephanie, what about Democrats? They are still being blamed for our aching economy. Can they do anything at this point to convince us that they're worth voting for?
The fact that the Republicans don't have a solution to our inflation problem is something that's helping Democrats. It's one thing to say that we're headed in a recession and prices are high, but the only thing Republicans can do is point a finger, and I think a lot of Americans want more than that. I'm really banking on the fact that Democrats are out there. They're voting in record numbers. We're getting our votes in the bank. And a lot of Republicans are gambling it all on Election Day. And the Congresswoman knows, when you do that, you bump up against anything. There could be a weather event. There could be, you could have a scheduling conflict that means that you aren't able to get to the polls. So they're taking a gamble in a lot of these places. And my prayer is that the Democrats continue to get their votes early in, and we continue to make the strides that will lead to real progress in this country.
Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, Barbara Comstock, great to see you both. Thank you, ladies.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.